may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Um, Today we're gonna do Saturday in Proverbs. We've been doing that. Proverbs is the one book in the Bible that has a day, a chapter for every day of the month, and today is the 16th. So we're going to start on the 16th chapter of Proverbs. Um, Proverbs was written by King Solomon, the wisest man ever, and no man will be as wise. So I think there's something that the wisest man ever might can impart to you. All right? So let's pray and get into the word. Father, thank you for another day, man, around your word. Speak through my mind, speak through my heart, speak through my lips, Lord, that I can precisely articulate your word so that it would pierce the hearing of your children so that we can live the righteous lifestyle that you have ordained for us to live. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, chapter 16, verse 1. The preparations of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. Man, you've seen plenty of people that have blurted out some stuff that they didn't intend to say because the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. Okay? Verse 2. All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirits. What's your motive? Why are you doing what you're doing? And see, this is the thing, you notice how when you try to correct somebody and they'll tell you, God knows my heart. You God is the only one that can look down in your heart and see what kind of person you are. God is the only one that can do. The devil can't even look into your heart. God is the only one that can. Okay? Verse 3. Commit your works to the Lord, and your thoughts will be established. Verse 4. The Lord has made all for himself. Yes, even the wicked for the day of doom. And see, and I keep telling people, we got so many people running around hung up on race. It's about white people. It's about black people. It's about being woke. Man, this is about good versus evil. And God ain't coming back for no race of people. God is coming back for good people. And he is going to punish the wicked people. And that's going to be in all races. See, if you wicked, regardless to what color you are. You wicked. And this is why we hung up on race. And it's good versus evil. Verse 5. Everyone proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though they join forces, none will go unpunished. That's why you ain't got to worry about your haters. You ain't got to worry about them. Because even if they join forces, they ain't going to go unpunished. They're going to still get theirs. Okay? Verse 6. In mercy and truth, atonement is provided for iniquity. And by the fear of the Lord, one departs from evil. Verse 7. When a man ways please the Lord, he makes even his enemies be at peace with you. Man, when your ways, even somebody that can't stand you, will give you a pass. When your ways please the Lord, man, they for whatever reason, they'll give you some respect. When your ways please the Lord, they ain't gonna mess with you at all. Okay? Verse 8. Better is a little with righteousness than vast revenues without justice. And see, that shows you that a lot of people think money is happiness. That if they got a lot of money, they're going to be happy. They ain't got no problems. And look, it say, better is a little with righteousness. See, righteousness is not harmful. Righteousness ain't going to cheat, ain't going to lie, ain't going to steal, ain't vindictive. That's righteousness. When you didn't say you were perfect, and see how the enemy has gotten Christians backing on their heels because they make righteousness seem like you're supposed to be perfect. You ain't supposed to be perfect. Ain't nothing perfect. But when you're righteous, you ain't harmful. When you're wicked, you're evil. Verse 9. A man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. Wow. You know, that verse right there kind of hit home. Because, you know, I have my tour business, my dinnerware idea, my hop on, hop off shuttle, and some more stuff that I got up in my head that I haven't even shared. But the Lord directs his steps. And even though we might be going through some adversity that we don't understand, that we don't see the answer to, a man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. See, some things that you go through is to educate you, to enlighten you. Even though it might be difficult, it ain't going to be harmful. It won't be destructive. Okay? You will survive. Verse 10. Divination is on the lips of the king. Let me look up that word. Yeah, I know I like to share definitions because I don't want to take it for granted that people know what a word means. Divination, the practice of seeking knowledge of the future, of the unknown by supernatural means. The practice of this is a what do you call them soothsayers or voodoo? The practice of seeking knowledge of the future or the unknown by supernatural means. Divination is on the lips of the king. His mouth must not transgress in judgment. I gotta go back. Let me mark this one. I got to I got to check this. I'm gonna be able to talk about this one the next time. Hold on. Okay, so let me read this to you out of the Message Bible. This is in the New King James Version. Divination is on the lips of the king. His mouth must not transgress in judgment. In the Message Bible, it says a good leader motivates, doesn't mislead, doesn't exploit. That's what that verse says in the Message Bible. Okay? Um, verse 11. Honest weights and scales are the Lord's. All the weights in the bags are his work. Verse 12. It's an abomination for kings to commit wickedness, for a throne is established by righteousness. Verse 13. Righteous lips are the delights of kings, and they love him who speak what is right. Let me read you that out of the Message Bible. Good leaders cultivate honest speech. They love advisors who tell them the truth. And man, that's the truth right now, is the one thing that's missing. People have been so successful lying, cheating, stealing, and deceiving. They're getting results, man. And consequently, that's all they see. Verse 14. As messengers of death is the king's wrath, but a wise man will appease it. Verse 15. In the light of the king's face is life, and his favor is like a cloud of latter rain. Verse 16. How much better to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding is to be chosen rather than silver. Man, that's the one thing that I wish I could activate in my life. This whole thing about wisdom and understanding. See, hold on a second, man. My glasses need to be clean here. A whole lot of people don't know the benefits of wisdom and understand. Man, that's a blessing. That's much better. That comes with wisdom and understanding. Let me show you this. If you go back to, let me start right here. And chapter 2. My son, if you receive my words and treasure my commands within you, so that you incline your ear to wisdom and apply your heart to understanding, yes, if you cry out for discernment and lift up your voice for understanding, if you seek her as silver and search for her as hidden treasures, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find out the knowledge of God. Okay? But listen to this though. Where is this in verse 3? Happy is the man, this is chapter 3, verse 13. Happy is the man who finds wisdom and the man who gains understanding. For her proceeds are better than the profits of silver, and her gain than fine gold. She's more precious than rubies, and all the things you may desire cannot compare with her. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. That's understanding. Okay? And the Bible say here in chapter 6, in wow, chapter 16, verse 16, how much better to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding is to be chosen than silver. Verse 17, the highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He who keeps his way preserves his soul. Verse 18, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Let me see what that say. In the Message Bible, it says first pride, then the crash. The bigger the ego, the harder the fall. All right? Verse 19, better to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to provide the spoil with the proud. And in the Message Bible, it say it's better to live humbly among the poor than to live it up among the rich and famous. And that's what everybody be trying to do, man. Right now, everybody want to live it up with the rich and famous. And that's a win situation. That's not a win-win situation. A win-win situation is when you get blessed and you bless others because of your blessing. See, that's a win-win situation. And right now, people are afraid to be a blessing to other people because they don't know how to give. They don't know how to figure out who's who. That's why everybody is afraid. Verse 20, he who heeds the word wisely will find good, and whoever trusts in the Lord, happy is he. And man, let me tell you something. This thing of trusting in the Lord is no joke, because you're going to have doubt and second guessing on one shoulder, and you're going to have fear on the other shoulder, and both of them are talking into your ear, trying to get your attention, trying to get you off course. Both of them. Okay? Verse 18, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before the... Oh, I read that one. Verse 21, the wise in heart will be called prudent, and sweetness of the lips increase learning. Here's the Message Bible. A wise person gets known from insight. Gracious words add to one's reputation. Verse 22, understanding is a wellspring of life to him who has it, but the correction of fools is folly. In the Message Bible, it says true intelligence is a spring of fresh water, while fools sweat it out the hard way. That makes sense. Verse 23, the heart of the wise teaches his mouth and adds learning to his lips. Verse 24, pleasant words are like a honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the bones. Verse 25, there's a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the ways of death. Verse 25, there's a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way of death. The Message Bible say, there's a way that looks harmless enough, look again. It leads straight to hell. And see, that's how sin is going to get you. It's going to be glamorized. It's going to look harmless. It's going to look exciting. It's going to look like it's the thing to do. And everybody's doing it, and they going straight to hell. And if you following them, you're going with them. Verse 26. The person who labors for himself, for his hungry mouth drives him on. 27. An ungodly man digs up evil, and it's on his lips like a burning fire. In the Message Bible, it says, mean people spread mean gossip. Their words smart and burn. Wow. Verse 28. A perverse man sows strife, and a whisperer separates the best of friends. In the Message Bible, troublemakers starts fight. Gossip breaks up friendship. And that's true. And how many times, man, have you had a friend to go behind your back and say something, and it got back to you, and they didn't think it would get back to you? Verse 29. A violent man entices his neighbor and leads him in a way that is not good. Verse 30. He winks his eye to devise perverse things. He purses his lips and bring forth evil. Verse 31. The silver-haired head is a crown of glory if it is found in the way of righteousness. Verse 32. He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. Verse 33. The lot is cast in the lap, but its every decision is from the Lord. Okay? And that is the end of chapter 16. And you know, and I got to tell you, man, Saturday is my Sabbath. I don't do tours on Saturday. You know, I sleep, man. This is one of the days, if you ever want to get some good sleep, man, turn that television off on a Saturday. Don't go to the laundromat, to the grocery store, to the car wash, the football game, the picnic. Man, just give that day up. And I've had people tell me that the reason my tours are not successful is because I don't do them on Saturdays. And see, man's week goes from Sunday to Monday. I mean, from Monday to Sunday. That's man's week. Goes from Monday to Sunday. But if you look at your calendar, it goes from Sunday to Saturday. Now, which one you gonna follow? Your calendar or man? And see, and so many Christians right now are hung up in tradition that they for them to, you know, right now, if a pastor came out and said that he was changing Sunday service to Saturday, a lot of people would leave church. A lot of people would get up and leave church. But if God is going to come back, why should he come back on the day that's wrong and everybody's expecting him, why not come back on the day when ain't nobody expecting you to come, on the real Sabbath? And see, you got so many people right now that are trying to divide people by race. And I keep telling folks, man, this is good versus evil. This whole madness in the world right now is good versus evil. And evil is going to have its day. Evil will not be able to stay on the earth. The earth is for righteous people when Jesus comes back. And see, and what I try to tell folk, if you live the way you're supposed to be living today, you ain't got to worry about the end. You ain't got to worry about revelations. If you doing what you're supposed to do today, the end gonna take care of itself. But you got so many people that want to talk about the end times and Jesus coming back and scared to speak to their neighbor. Don't trust nobody. But they can tell you Jesus is coming back. Well, who is he coming back for? The righteous. That's who Jesus is coming back for. And notice, I didn't say you have to be perfect. You can make mistakes and still be a righteous person. You're not harmful, man. Just because you're righteous don't mean you won't cuss nobody out. See, that's what people and because, let me show y'all this. Because people have gotten this word and this word confused, they think they're the same. See, most folk think hating and disagree mean the same, and they don't. When you hate somebody, man, that's with a passion. You know, you be plotting to get even. When you hate somebody, you know, you ain't gonna trust nobody you hate. But you can trust somebody you disagree with. It's just that simple. And most folk got the two definitions meaning the same, and they don't. Because when you disagree with them, the first thing they want to equate that is hate. And it's not hate. We just can't come to a consensus. And a lot of Christians miss that, man. You know, a lot of people miss that because they think the definitions are the same, and they're not. And this is why when I sit down, and it's you don't think, y'all, listen, I've been doing this now going on 4 months. And a lot of times I'm up in here by myself talking about the word of God. I ain't got no drama going on. See, I'm trying to share the word of God. And seeing what people and it's a work in progress, man, because you know, there's some things I still struggle with on today. You know, it took me up in fact, when I first met my wife, I was trying, and that was back in 2014 was when I met my wife. And damn, that's 10 years. Next year will be 10 years ago that I met my wife. I ain't seen her in be 5 years since I seen her. But then I was trying not to work on Saturdays. And that day, I just couldn't get no rest. No matter what I did, I could not get any rest. And I went down and I said, man, let me go down to the hotel and see what's going on. And as I was walking in the door, I saw the hotel manager talking to my wife. And he pointed at me when I walked in the door. I said, that's him right there. And I just said, whatever it was, I ain't do it. And what happened was she had twisted this Ethiopian's arm to now, brother, see, um that's a let me tell this story and then I'll tell you that. So my wife had twisted this Ethiopian's arm to take her to this mall. And when she told me what he had agreed to do, I looked at her and said, I ain't doing that. I can't do that. And my wife balled up her fist, just like this. Okay? And when I looked at her fist, I said, girl, that's my grandmama's fist. I'm gonna marry you. That's how I met my wife. And 4 years later we got married. Now she's in the Philippines and she overstayed her visa. We missed the deadline. So, me with my righteous self said, go back to the Philippines and I'll come get you. Neither one of us saw the pandemic coming. And we got separated. We got separated. What's going on, Steve? But let me read you this though. In the 58th chapter of Isaiah, verse 13, if you turn away your foot from the Sabbath, from doing your pleasure on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, the holy day of the Lord honorable, and shall honor him, not doing your own ways, nor finding your own pleasure, nor speaking your own words, then you shall delight yourself in the Lord. And I will cause you to ride on the high hills of the earth and feed you with the heritage of Jacob your father. The mouth of the Lord has spoken. Man, I wish God could show me what it's like to cause me to ride on the high hills of the earth. I wish that. When it comes down to wisdom and understanding, it says, let me show you this. Let me show you this. Oh no, that's in chapter 4. Oh yeah, here it is. Man, see, this is where I want my life to be. This is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 7. Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And in all thy getting, get understanding. Exalt her, and she will promote you. She will bring you honor when you embrace her. She will place on your head an ornament of grace, a crown of glory. She shall deliver to you. That's understanding. And see, we weren't taught that in church. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is chapter 3, verse 13. Happy is the man who finds wisdom, and the man who gains understanding. For her proceeds are better than the profits of silver, and her gain than fine gold. She's more precious than rubies, and all the things you may desire cannot compare with her. Verse 16, Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand is riches and honor. Understanding. But see, Pastor has taught you that wealth comes from tithes and offerings. And notice, this say length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand, riches and honor. Ain't said nothing about tithes and offering. That's what everything. So anyway, this is where you know I want to. This is the manifestation that I'm trying to create in my life by exalting wisdom and understanding. And see, this is what I notice. Bad comes to you right away, but good takes its time. See, this what I'm talking about will take its time getting to you. But when you get out and do something wrong and you do something evil, that punishment is swift. It's swift. Okay? And that's what discourages a lot of people, because they get out here and do good. And good takes its time. But when adversity comes, it comes swift, fast, and in a hurry. And sometimes, man, that can discourage you. Sometimes that can depress you when you keep trying, and only look like you spinning your wheels. The harder you try, you know, the more people shun what you're trying to say, and they all agree with you. They all agree with you. But yet, they're scared to give you a chance. And you have to live with that. And you have to deal with that. You have to rise above that. Because if it wasn't in your heart, you would be discouraged. You would quit. See, the only time you don't give up and quit, man, whatever you holding on to, man, you believe that in your heart. You believe it in your heart of hearts. That's why you won't let go. But that stuff that you don't believe in, you'll be the first one to run. Be the first one, call it quits. Okay? You'll be the first. Steve asked me about the situation down at the courthouse yesterday. See, some moments are only once in a lifetime. There's some moments only once in a lifetime. And, you know, something ain't right. Something is off with this whole Georgia thing. Something is off. Yeah, well, that's because I'm trying to show people I'm right up on it. I'm trying to show people I wasn't back in the back of the crowd. I'm right there in his face. I'm right there in his face. And everybody else is bashing him. And what did I say? Merry Christmas, Rudy. I just said something different. Merry Christmas. And he ends up shaking my hand. You think, and no, you believe nobody else? You think ain't nobody else get a picture of that? And see, and I could have been disruptive. You know, cousin, oh, you this and you that. No. There are other people out there doing that. I'm not trying to blend in with them. I'm trying to be different. And see, and when I went on the other side, listen, ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand television when you're doing stuff like this. Okay? When you blend in, you standing still. And yesterday, when I went around to the black people, now all of a sudden, and here's this message gonna help them. The success of this message will help every black person in the world. Okay? Yeah. Well. Because I don't know what it was, man. I came from the White House. I came down there from the White House. But what I'm trying to show people is, if you're gonna stand out, you got to be different. That's all I'm trying to show people. If you're gonna stand out, be different from everybody else. And you can't be afraid of the moment. And see, and that clown that was on the other side, that was trying to block me from getting close, all he did was bring attention to me, because now I'm moving. And if you're watching television, you ain't listening to what the woman is saying. You're trying to see, man, what's going on back there in the background? And see, and I know this. So now that you have given me an excuse to get animated, because if I get animated, I'm going to get somebody's attention. And I said, I'm walking you to the car too. And he's still trying to block me. And at one point, man, I kind of pushed his hands off me. Get off me, man. This is my town. How you going to sit here and tell me in my city I can't come and get something that's free? I've been doing it with everybody else and ain't had no problem. Why am I having a problem with you? And my sign ain't got nothing to do with you. My sign is going to help all of us. And you trying to block me. And all you did was bring me attention. And I've had people saying, that was her. There are organizations that's making thousands of dollars off that story. And you ain't saying a word. And I'm just trying to get a little publicity. Trying to put a message out. Look, I ain't benefiting financially like them. I'm in a hotel. Then I don't know how I'm gonna pay for next week. So, come on, man. Come on. You ain't saying nothing about the people that's making thousands of dollars off this story. You ain't saying nothing about them, but you got a problem with me trying to get a message out to bring people together. So when somebody give you something on a silver platter, take it. And they gave me an opportunity yesterday to be able to get some attention because I couldn't get close. All I had to do was keep moving. And I'm going to get folks' attention. Just keep moving, man. You will get their attention. That's why I kept stepping aside. And he was so dumb, he fell right into my trap and didn't even realize it. Because I'm getting him to move. So now my sign is moving. I'm getting attention. But if you had to just let me walk on in there and blend in with the crowd, I probably would have been ignored. But you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't just let me walk in and blend in. Now you done separated me from the crowd. So I got to take advantage of it, because I ain't gonna get this chance no more. That was my mindset. I ain't gonna get this chance no more. So let me take advantage of it right now. And no, I don't feel sorry for it. Because I don't know, man. It's just something ain't right with them. I can't put my hands on it. Something ain't right. Something just don't sit well. Don't sit well. And I don't know what it is. But something is off. Something is off. Just that simple. Anyway, man, that was my Saturday in Proverbs. See, and I wasn't supposed to, I shouldn't have been talking about that, but hey, man, I did. It is what it is. All right? But tonight, I'll be back. And we going in, this is the December is going to be the last full moon of the year. Now, 2023 is the year 7. That's 7 is completion. And oh yeah. I got them straight. Yeah, they straight. And next year, 2024, is the year of 8. That's new beginnings. And see, a lot of people right now need to be trying to take these last 2 weeks and start implementing some stuff that they can, when 2024 hit the ground running. Because you done already started in motion. You should not wait to 2024 to start with your eye. Start now. So when you get in 2024, you got a lot of the kinks out. See, it's clearer. And you can start, because you're always going to be tweaking here and there. You're always going to have to tweak. If your ideas are not growing in your mind, they're dead. Let me look at you and say that again. If your ideas are not growing in your mind, them jokers dead, man. They dead. They are wasting your time. What do you mean if my ideas are not growing? When your ideas grow in your mind, man, you see different expressions of it. You see different versions of it. And notice, an idea is always going to come to you as a finished product. It's going to show you, man, if you embrace me, look at what I'm going to do for you. Look how famous I'll make you. Look how much money I'm going to make you. It don't never show you where the hazards are. It don't show you where the roadblocks are. It don't show you none of that. Okay, man, see, now, I just learned something. Now, see, when I start doing my lives on YouTube, see, normally I look at myself, but now I'm looking at the camera. And when I look at the camera, I'm looking right at you. I just realized that. When I'm looking at the camera, I'm looking right in your eyes. Man, in fact, let me see what that look like. Yeah, I want to see what that look like. All right, where you at? Here we go. Let's see what that looks like. I can't tell with this. Anyway, so but that's man, it's hard. It ain't easy doing it the right way, y'all. It's not easy. It's not easy. Trusting in God ain't easy. That's not easy. You're always going to have to deal with some temptations to do it your way so that you can see what's going on. And because God got ways you know not of. And God, like here it is, 5 minutes to 12. And God can orchestrate this by this afternoon. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I could be rich. God could orchestrate some stuff, could make you wealthy. Because remember, listen, let me show you. Oh, God can't do nothing. Let me show you something. Let me show you something, so that you can see what I'm saying is true. This is Proverbs chapter 8, verse 20. I traverse, which means I travel, the way of righteousness, in the midst of the path of justice, that I may cause those who love me to inherit wealth, that I may fill their treasuries. And treasuries is plural, which means that's more than one stream of income. See, when God causes you to do something, you ain't got to do nothing. You just got to be in the right place at the right time. When God causes you, see, you just in the right place at the right time. Ain't got nothing to do with you. And see, and that's where I want to get in my life, man, when God started causing me to inherit wealth. That could be an idea that you just respond, that you react to. And see, this is another thing that's super important when you live a righteous lifestyle. You cannot discredit your intuition. Let me say that again. When you live a righteous lifestyle, you cannot discredit or second guess your intuition. When a thought comes to you, you respond to it. Even if you don't understand it, you respond to it because you don't know where it's going to lead you. And see, and that's the number one thing that a lot of folk are missing by not trying to pursue some of their ideas because they don't know where it's going to lead them. And see, there are some ideas that are designed to knock you flat on your butt to see what you're going to do. Let me say that again. There are some ideas designed to knock you flat on your butt to see exactly what you're going to do. Are you going to get up, or are you going to wallow in your sorrow? And most folk will sit and wallow in their sorrow because they'll hold on to what was and not try to make it what they want it to be. Man, I told you, I've been in business 7 years with my tours. Even my wife told me, honey, that they're not, and she, and the little short time that I've been with that woman, see, I know when she say, honey, let me, my ears perk up because now she's getting ready to depart something. Okay? See, that's something she's serious about. Honey, oh, you got my attention now. You know, but no, man, you got to be steadfast about your commitment. You have to be steadfast about your determination. And you can't understand everything. Let me say that again. You cannot understand everything. Stop trying to understand everything. Let go and let it happen. Okay? Let go and let it happen. And let the chips fall where they may. Because as long as you don't put your best foot forward, what is it that you have to hang your head down about? If you put forth your best foot, your best effort, whatever that may be, why are you walking around with your head down? Why are you discouraged when you gave it your best? It just didn't work. Ain't got nothing to do with you. Don't take it personal. What did you learn from it? See, that's what you, and let me tell you something. When you learn how to deal with rejection, listen, when you learn how to deal with rejection, when you don't take rejection personal, and that's what rejection try to do, try to make it personal, that it's got something to do with you, and it's just a process. You're going through a process. That's the road you got to walk down to get to where you're going. That's the road. Because the Bible say a good man can fall 7 times and get back up again. But the wicked is going to fall once and be destroyed. See, a good man can fall 7 times and get back up. What's a good man? Somebody that keeps his word. Somebody that ain't going to cheat you, ain't going to steal from you, ain't going to deceive you. That's a good person. How you think you get your good name? By your actions. That's how you get your, you're going to either be, people going to either trust you or they ain't. It's just that simple. Think about it. Folk going to either trust you or they ain't. Because of the reputation that you have created by your actions. That's what tell people whether they can trust you or not, your actions. Are you dependable? It's just that simple. No. No. Sometimes I feel the same way, brother. Sometimes I look back, man, over my life, man, you know, I've been at this thing called success for over 30 years. I've been out here trying to make something happen. Okay? No, seriously, man. I've been out here over 30 years trying to make something happen. You know, trying to be different. Trying to be a trailblazer. That's why I open up my where is this? Where is this? This why I open this up. Trying to be different. Cause ain't nobody doing it. Ain't nobody doing it. Shoot, let me be the first. Let me be the first. And this was back in 2000. Right here. This is 2000. Look how fresh and clean and young I look. It's 2000. See, let me say this, because I was a street vendor, and I'm gonna get back. See, I was a street vendor, and man, I used to be out by myself 2, 3, 4 in the morning, pocket full of money, and never had a problem. And one of the things I discovered was in the black community, the Nation of Islam gets a lot of respect. A lot of respect, especially in the ghetto where it's dangerous. See, they ain't gonna mess with them Nation of Islam dudes. Now y'all can talk all that crap about Farrakhan you want to, but Farrakhan got some boys that can go in some areas the police can't. And I always, when I saw some like bean pies, shoot, man, I buy me a bean pie in a minute because I want to get them guys to know who I am. So if they ever see me in distress, they're going to come to my aid because leave that guy alone. I know him. And I've had that happen to me. Well, I was at the University of Maryland and some kids were trying to steal my stuff and some nation said, "Black man, you okay?" I said, "No, I ain't okay. No, I'm not." And they came there and stood, man, and let me get my stuff back up in the truck so them kids wouldn't steal it. See, I've had that encounter. And so consequently, some of the mannerism was for protection because they didn't know if I was in the nation or not. But they didn't fuck with me. See, you can call it, to me, it's survival. It's about survival now. And like I said, I'd be out 2, 3, 4 in the morning by myself. Me, my music, and my lights vending. Especially this time of year, Christmas. Oh, hell no. Every night, up until Christmas, man, I'm vending late. No, they don't. No, seriously, man. Seriously. So I even had, I was up on Capitol Hill the day that they kicked George Santos out. I'm up on the steps with my sign. Matter of fact, I had this little sign right here. I'm up on the steps behind people. You know, I ain't got to say nothing. Just let me get my message in front of the camera. And the guy asked me, he said, he saw the hat. He said, "I see you, brother, with your FOI hat." Now this is a what do you call it? A train conductor's hat. But he identified it with FOI, which is the fruit of Islam. That's their security. And he said, "What organization are you with?" I said, "Man, I'm the truth conductor. I'm by myself." But I've had to adopt certain aspects for protection. Strictly for protection. See, because when somebody walk up on me, they're going to smell me. They're going to smell me. Because I've learned that that's a avenue of protection, man. See, because I'm Senate, they think I'm a Muslim. And I can't wear cologne. Because if I put some cologne on, whatever that shit is, man, I'd be sneezing forever. It irritates me. So hold on, let me show you. I'm gonna show you. I ain't gonna show you the name, but that's what I use. This is my cologne. This is my cologne right here. Now, it's the guy that Everett Overton. You know, he produces cologne. But my scent. I'm so used to this smell that I can't take the additives. There's not a lot of additives in this. This is pure oil. Okay? And this bottle right here will probably last me another 7 months. I can get out of this. $20 I paid for this. and I probably can get another 7 months out of this bottle right here. That's all I use. And when I sent my wife back to the Philippines, I put a bottle of this in her purse. I put a bottle of, let me send my smell with you. So whenever you want to think about me, take a sniff. See, my wife got a bottle of this. Oh, you have to, man, there's this guy from Pakistan that sells a whole bunch of imported oils and incense. You know, just look up, Google imported oils, imported body oils. And I'm sure, in fact, I'm glad you asked me that. I've never Googled that. So let me tell you now. Okay, imported body oils. They got a lot of men here. They got a lot of men here. They got a lot of them in here. And see, and it depends on where you live. Because this is going to have to be in like a cultural, where a lot of different people come. But just Google imported body oils. And it'll show you, and you just got to get a scent that you like. I used to mix up a scent until I found this. Okay? But there are no additives and preservatives in this whatsoever. In natural foods and herbs, yep, they do. They do. They do. So, you know, but again, it's just knowing you. And see, and the thing about this is the oh, you should be able to find it in Charlotte, man. Yeah, there are places in Charlotte. I'm sure. I've never been to Charlotte, and I'm sure there are places in Charlotte. I'm sure of that. I'm positive of that. You'll find that. Yeah, I've never been to Charlotte. I've never been. Maybe one day I'll get the chance to go. I've been through there, but I've never stopped. You know, I couldn't tell you what it's like. I know it's the destination right now for a lot of people are going to Charlotte. I know that's the destination, just like Atlanta. Back a couple years was the destination. Everybody and their mama wanted to move to Atlanta. I'm going the opposite direction. See, when it's a thing to do, everybody want to do it, and that's when you do the opposite. When it's the thing to do the exact opposite. That's how you stand out. And see, and right now, people would rather lie, cheat, deceive, and be vindictive to stand out, rather than trying to do it the right way, trying to be creative. That's all you got to do, be creative. And again, man, we coming to, yeah, Bank of America. Bank of America is there. Yep, Bank of America. Oh, it's a lot of money in Charlotte. It's a lot of money in Charlotte right now. And if I had some money, I'd go down there and open up some tours in Charlotte. I bet you Charlotte got black history that's just dying on the vines, man. Ain't nobody even using it. and crime is out of control. And this is what I've been trying to show people. You got money that's just dying on the vines. Ain't nobody using it. And these kids out here doing all kind of crazy stuff to get some money. And you can teach them how to do it the right way, how to be their own boss. But see, that's being independent. And a lot of people don't want you to voice independence. They want you to depend on a job. They don't want you to try to provide jobs. They want you to be able to go to school, get you a good education to get you a good job that ain't going to pay you what you're worth. They don't tell you go to school, get you a good education, work for yourself. They don't tell you that. I mean, in fact, they would try to even discourage you from working for yourself. Okay? They'll try to discourage you because we're conditioned. Go get a job. Go get a job. All right? Now, man, I got to tell you something. I used to eat a lot of garlic. And I was looking at Dr. Sebi one day, and he was saying how garlic was an acid food. So I switched. Let me show you. I switched from garlic to this. And I gotta tell you, I eat raw onions with my food. Raw red onions with my food. And I gotta tell you, man, I see a big difference. I see a big difference when I put that garlic down and I started eating this. And my grandmama, I remember my grandmama, man. I don't care what she ate, she always had a slice of raw red onion. And my grandmama lived to be 100 years old. 100 years old. And I can honestly say, I don't ever remember seeing my grandmama sick. I've never seen my grandmama suffer with no sickness. My mama, that's a whole different color. That's a horse of another story. But I've never seen my grandmother sick. And my grandmama would eat a slice of this with her food every day. Every day. And so I just picked up some red onions, man. And whatever I eat, I'm going to slice it. I'm going to show you how I do it. Because, you know, again, I'm in the hotel. So when I slice it, I just take it and sit it face down on the saucer. That's how you keep it fresh. Okay? When you slice it, especially if you're eating it every day, when you slice it, just turn it face down and put it on the saucer and put it in the refrigerator. And then I sliced this yesterday. See? It's still moist. It ain't drying up on you. Just sit it on a saucer. All right? Because red onions, if you leave it open, will absorb everything that's in the surrounding. But if you turn it down like this, it can't absorb nothing. And my grandmama told me this. She said, you know, if you're having some breathing problems at night, man, slice a red onion and put it on by where you sleep, on your nightstand by where you sleep, and see how it helps you breathing. It helps you breathing. I'm not a doctor. I don't give medical advice. I'm just telling you what I've noticed in my body. Okay? When I started eating this versus garlic, I've seen a tremendous difference. And I love garlic. But I threw it in the trash. I threw it in the trash and I just said, let me replace it with red onions. Okay? I'm just telling you, just in the last few days that I've been doing this, I've seen a difference. I've seen a difference. Right under here, whatever these glands are, used to always be inflamed. Shoot, that joke, that's gone. They back to normal. I could put my man feel like I had some walnuts. Feel like I'd be squeezing on 2 walnuts under my man. I start eating, man. That stuff gone. It's gone. But I'm eating garlic, and I'm thinking that's healthy, and it's hurting me because it's an acid food. And what the and see and disease is acid based. Get the acid out your body, you can heal your body. It's just that simple. Get the acid out, you can heal your body. But most of us don't want to. We want to eat any and everything that we can, and we don't want to detoxify. So that's just to show y'all, you know. And here again, this is not medical advice. I'm just telling you what works for me. That's just what I've noticed in my body. And that's the only thing I can share with you. See, this is the problem that a lot of us have is, see, a lot of people, when they trying to share things with us, they don't have that story on their life. They got to use somebody else's life to tell you that story. And see, these are the people that you need to be mindful of. When somebody's talking to you and they're constantly talking about how somebody else did it, anybody can do that. But now when I can show you on my life the same thing I'm talking about, see, when I can show you the example in my life, now I have it. I don't have to tell you how somebody else did it because I can tell you how I did it because I've been through it. And if you listen to a lot of people talk, they ain't never been through nothing because they telling you about how somebody else faced the dilemma. Well, you can read that in a book. And you paying to get that information. And it ain't got nothing to do with them. See, that's one of the things, and this is what's keeping, and then because when somebody credible come around, now that person is viewed with suspicion. Because they talking about what's on their life, how they did it. They ain't telling you how Jay-Z or Kanye or some of these other stars. They ain't telling you how they did it. They telling you how they did it. And that's what you be mindful of. See, if somebody's telling you about a situation, they should be able to show you that on their life. If they giving out you some marriage advice, they should be able to show you that on their life. Relationship advice, they should be able to show you that, where they've gone through it. They've experienced it. Now, they got some credibility. Okay. Well. Jesse, um, I think hate women. I think Jesse Lee Peterson hate women because he always putting a woman down. I don't think he has a good relationship with women. Period. Because he's always talking about how evil they are. You know how much they messing up. A mother's love is and God is love. Yeah, it was. It was. If he had a relationship at all with his mama. And see, and this thing, see, Jesse has tapped into some white guilt. And see, I'm from the South. Jesse from Alabama too, just like me. And let me tell you something. Some of the same white people that's supporting him, he talked with this lips that just drive white people. I mean, drive them crazy. It puts me in the mind of Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier was a hell of a boxer, but he couldn't talk, and that's what turned people off. Joe Frazier could fight his ass off, but he couldn't talk. And Jesse Lee Peterson can't talk. Okay? And that's what irritates, but they support him because he's saying the things they scared to say. See, they'll pay him to say, we need more white babies. White people are being, see, they'll pay him to get out and say that. And then we'll turn around and talk about God. It's a grift. It's a grift. That's what I keep telling y'all. Man, I can come out here and get on this pro-white bandwagon like everybody else. Make America great again. And be out of this overnight. I could have jumped on the MAGA bandwagon. I could have jumped on that. I'm a Republican. I could have jumped on that. And see, and you got a lot of people, man, and I mean, I've been a Republican for a minute now. Okay? Because when I started finding out my history and to learn who really helped us, it wasn't the Democratic Party. It was the Republican Party. All the advancement black folk have made in education and overall freedom has been under the Republican Party. Has been under the Republican Party. Most of the black folk back then were Republicans. It's only until we got to the 60s that we made that switch. See, that's when the civil rights movement came in. But anyway, so much for that. Man, y'all have a great day. It's always a pleasure to get on here. Sometimes, y'all, it's discouraging. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes, it is really discouraging to have an answer and people just won't give you a chance. And you can't do it by yourself. And they agree with you. They agree with you. I had some people yesterday. I agree with your message. But why can't you support me financially? What the money gonna go to? It's going to me. It's gonna help me. And isn't it amazing that you can come out and be positive, have a solution, and people worry about what you're gonna do with the money, and you being positive, like you gonna take a positive idea and do something that I'll destroy myself. I'll destroy myself. For me to come out here and pretend to be righteous and deceive people just to get some, I will ultimately destroy myself. I'll destroy myself. Because I'm deceitful, I'm lying. And I'm doing it in the name of God. So, and God ain't nothing to play with. Let me say that again. God ain't nothing to play with. Okay? Ain't nothing to play with. Play with a lot of things, but God ain't one of them. Okay? God is not one of them. So anyway, but thank y'all, man. And I'm going to, in 2 more weeks, man. 2 more weeks. And you know what's crazy? 11 months ago, today, was when I was evicted from my apartment. 11 months ago today, I was evicted from my apartment. Shoot. I should probably go out and play that number tonight. I might just do that. Might just go out and play that number tonight. But 11 months ago, exactly to the day, I was evicted. I've been in this hotel. I've been in this one 9 months. I've been here 9 months. And sometimes day to day. I've had moments where I had to check out. And I just sat outside in my car. I didn't even leave. Because if I had left, I would have gave up. I just sat out in my car, man. Everett, Laura. I hadn't met Bernie at that time. No, not in here. No. No, this one don't have a loyalty program. No, they don't. What they do is after 90 days that you've been here, they stop charging you taxes. That's one of the things they do. That after 90 days, then you're just paying a flat rate for the room. You don't pay any taxes. And because, I was checking in, checking out, and doing all that stuff, they told me I didn't even qualify to get a refund. Because, I had so many days where, I was going day to day. And I didn't even qualify for a refund. Yeah, that's how it happened for me. So, and that's okay. It's no problem. It's all good. It's all good. But, you have to teach people how to treat you, though. What's going on? Who is this? And this is a new one. I got somebody new up in here. I ain't never seen this. I've never seen this. I've never seen this uh, uh, comment before. So let's see who you. Let's see who you. Let's see who you are. Let me go ahead. Alley 8100. Let's see. Oh, you got some. You got quite a few subscribers. Oh, you've been here since 2017. Wow. Okay. All right. Welcome, man. This is the first time I've seen you. Okay. Well, thank you, man. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you. Man, I miss Periscope. Periscope was still stuff, but man, I'd be blown up. I would have been blown up by now. If Periscope was still on, I would have been like Doja Cat. If Periscope was still up, cause I could be creative with that joint, man. Yeah, I do. I miss Periscope. But you know, that's what you can do when you get money. If yeah, Periscope was a joint. Periscope was a joint. Now Twitter is trying to be the go-to platform. I think Twitter or X is now going to be the platform. Actually, I get more engagement on X than I do on YouTube. I get more engagement on X than I do YouTube. You know, I never done a Saturday in Proverbs on X. Maybe I should try that and see how it works over there. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Saturday in Proverbs on X, since I ain't got nothing else to do, and see what happens. See what happens. Yeah, give them something different. All right. Hey, man. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you. And I couldn't have done this by myself. There's no way I could have survived this by myself. And notice, see, I try to let people be responsible. Notice when I do my lives, I don't hit the like button, share, all this stuff. If you want to do that, you're going to do it. If you don't want to do it, you ain't going to do it. It's just that simple. If you think it's important enough, you're going to like it. If you think it's important enough, you're going to share it. If you don't, then, you know, it's just a win situation for you. That's what it'll turn out to be. A win situation for you. Okay? So anyway, man, y'all be blessed. Let me get over here on the X and try to get some word.